Oh, well, good evening, everyone. Obviously, we've waited to the end of, well, gutted. I've never been so gutted for a side other than my own. I don't know. I'm speechless. I'm that,
We need to tell everybody. But we was going to go on air at 6 o'clock because the game was happening, so we all watched it together and we were commenting, weren't we? And
yeah,
we're gutted. We're gutted for Coventry, all three of us.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, VAR. I mean,
When you talk about pixels, I mean, it
yeah.
shouldn't even be mentioned in a football match, a pixel. So, yeah, but then that's sod's law, isn't it?
I think after the behaviour of the Premier League, or certainly the elite clubs in the Premier League, after the behaviour this week with them and the FA, it's probably even harder pill for fans to swallow. The fact that the Championship side have had it snatched away. Bearing in mind, chaps, I was saying to you while we were watching it, sort of 80% of FA Cup games are played without VAR.
Yeah,
because it's only the Premier League that has it. So 80% of the FA Cup is that was a goal that, like you say, the ref would have given the goal, the linesman would have given the goal because he would never have picked that up. It's a fag packet, if that, or a matchbox even.
Yeah. It's gutting. It's like to have a competition that has different rules throughout different rounds, and even the same rounds, the different rules can apply. It's just utter nonsense. I don't get it, but we're all gutted. It was offside because VAR, because it proved it was offside. But like you said, without the VAR, which quite a lot of us don't like anyway.
If you set the rules, if you say we're not going to have VAR at all the games in the FA Cup, then that should be all the way through. You can't just change it when you get to the business end. It could be the same set of rules from start to finish, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say, everyone who's joining us, obviously we waited until the end of the semi-final, in which we had opened, prayed, and very jubilantly, like the majority of you, unless you're a Man United fan, I suspect the rest of the country, we were all absolutely over the moon. But again, VAR comes in and just smashes the moment again. I absolutely hate VAR. And the reason is this, very simple. Coventry fans, you've experienced it today. When we was in the Premier League, we was experiencing it on a regular basis. And what it does to the game, whether it's, I mean, they're making enough cock-ups, so there's not a lot of difference, is there? But technology and all that. But what it does, it takes the moment away. The moment that ball, it's Nigel, as you as a player, we as fans, that the real bit about football, you scored enough goals, mate, when you see that ball at the back of the net. That's the moment, isn't it? And that's what VAR is destroying, because you're always going to have in the back of your mind, whether you're a player or a supporter, you're going to look at the ref, or you're going to look at VAR.
Back in the day when I played, professional football, the flag was either up or down straight away. He was put through. If the flag stayed down, you went on to finish the ball. You scored. That's a goal. You celebrate because it ain't going to be reversed.
Yeah.
Because there's no VAR. So the linesman's the one who either gives you offside or not. It's just, you score a goal now, you start cheering. You don't know whether to keep cheering because all of a sudden they're saying VAR, and then the ecstasy's gone away from scoring a goal because you've got to wait now, and it's definitely not the same.
It's funny, isn't it? That, we all sound a bit sour grapes because we all wanted Coventry, but even if it was Man U went through it, we'd feel the same, that they, robbed of the spontaneity. It's the same principle, isn't it?
He's got out. Ten Hag's got out of jail. I think he'd have been getting a taxi tomorrow if they'd have lost. Yeah. So he's hanging on by a thread.
Ten Hag, that was the case. Just what can you say? Fucking VAR. Sorry to swear. Jesus, bloody hate the thing. Again, like I say, whatever it does for football, all it does probably, it suits It suits the armchair supporter that spends his life playing FIFA, whatever, and then decides, oh, you know, yeah, going to sit there, look at all the stats, and you know,
Yeah.
I hate VAR, man. And it's not, yeah, the law is the law, and it was a hairbreadth, right? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's law. But my point again is about VAR. VAR is taking something away from the game, not just the fans, but for the players, because the biggest element of the ball hitting the back of the net is when, like, you see the euphoria in the Coventry end today.
Yeah.
Absolute mayhem, brilliant.
Yeah.
If they were getting that like we were, regular, all the time, you were like, in the end, you just, that moment goes a bit, because you're always worried, where's VAR? I mean, I've seen games go up the other end of the pitch. We got a corner against Burnley. Yeah, it was a penalty. It should have been a penalty, right? Ref missed it. In another world, it would have, you know. And the game carried on all the way up the other end of the pitch, even to the point in which they were about to take the penalty, and VAR pulled it back for the penalty, you know. All sorts of funny things we see, but it does take it away.
You know what, Gaz? I think the FA always said VAR are not there to re-ref the game, but that's exactly what it does.
That's exactly what it's done, isn't it?
That's exactly what it does in every scenario. Every single scenario, it re-referees the game.
Yeah, guys, you was watching it. I couldn't get it on my telly for some reason, but you was watching it. Did at any point the ref or the linesman flag or whistle for? They didn't. VAR interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't look like it. You didn't see the ball went down the line. There was no linesman flag. There was a couple of replays, and then I suddenly said, "Oh, that looks quite tight," but I never saw a linesman's flag go up.
Back in the day,
celebrations were going on for about 30 seconds at least before.
Back in the day, before he'd actually pulled the ball back for the guy to score. Back in the day, the flag would have been up or down, and then the ref would have blown the whistle. You're offside. They'd have got on with the game. But like you say, you know, they wait for him to score. Crowd are going mad, and then they decide they're going to dampen the atmosphere by getting the VAR out. It's almost like it's there to make sure that the big teams keep winning and earning money out of it. I mean, football's just become a money game now. It's just totally different.
We're going to talk about the behaviour of the FA and some of the Premier League clubs in a bit. It's been a very, very, very interesting week. Quite a lot of controversy to talk about this week. Going to touch again on controversy with women in the game, within the game as well. But that seems to be becoming regular. But look, I've got just Shane Mingard. I hope I pronounced that right, Shane. I just want to say, to be honest, as a United supporter, fair play to him, didn't deserve it. Same old problems still there. Hurts me to say, but it's a win. VAR should be either across the board or as for no cup replays, it just takes away from the revenue. Thank you, Shane. Absolutely brilliant, mate. You know, I'm hoping more top elite clubs, should we call it, the fans are beginning to really see what the hell is going on within our game of football. We're going to talk a lot more about that in a bit, but let's just finish off on the semi-finals, gentlemen. So Man City beating Chelsea 1-0 yesterday. Is it not boring having Man City win the cup every year? Is that not taking away?
Liverpool and Man United were doing it, didn't they?
Well, it's a back-to-back final now of Manchester City and Man United. I can't think that's ever happened in the history of the FA Cup. I'm not sure, but I find that in itself a little bit boring. A repeat the following year. Yeah. Oh, no.
I think the problem in football now is, I think, and it's great to see what Coventry done. I think the whole country, other than the Man United supporters, who fair play to Shane has said, been quite honest there. I think the problem is are we now beginning to see a lack of competition in football? In that, you know, it's sort of like dominated just by the same clubs all the time. I think it would have been so great to see Coventry get through. Would have broke that. Guys, listen, everyone, you can comment, you can get involved with what we discuss, and you can even ask us to bring anything you would like up. Just drop a comment in whatever platform you are watching on. Whether I think if you're watching it on your TV, on YouTube, and that you can't, but certainly Facebook and that sort of stuff you can. And if you're watching it on YouTube on your phone, you can, but you can't if you are streaming it to your TV. Imagine me on someone's TV. It must be awful. Sunday afternoon, the family really, really are being entertained. Stephen Parkin on again. Hello, mate. How are you? Saying good evening to you guys.
Good
okay.
evening.
So, semi-finals done. We know what the final is. Are we excited about it?
In a word, no. But you know, as it rolls round to cup final day, nostalgia creeps in, and I'll probably start getting a bit excited more from yesterday's memories as opposed to the present.
Yeah. So let's we may as well, while we're on the subject to the FA Cup, we've got to bring the elephant in the room into the conversation. People, please give us your opinions, get involved on this, because I think this is a game changer in football. I think it's just highlighted the elitism that has set in, and you know, so everyone must know by now. But for those who don't, just in case they don't, it was announced this week by the FA that they are scrapping replays in the FA Cup after the so from the first round onwards. So basically, the minute there's any involvement of league clubs, EFL or Premier League, there will be no replays. Now, okay, some people, Darren, I know you're quite sort of okay with the doing away with the replays. But you also appreciate that for some of the smaller clubs, there are clubs out there that have probably survived on the basis of a replay that brought in a big revenue. So everyone, look, the general consensus is every club is putting out statements that EFL and non-league, a lot of statements, a lot of interviews been done with club owners at all levels, and the biggest shit about this, and it is a disgusting situation, is that they never discussed it with anyone other than the Premier League clubs. So the decision has been made by the FA and the Premier League, not by anybody else within football. And that, for me, is a game changer. That is just completely now telling people who maybe couldn't see. I've been moaning about modern day football since I've been doing it, but you know, it's this is advocating everything I've been saying. I think.
Thing is, guys, I mean, it's going to put a lot of the even teams from League Two and non-league sides. It's going to put some of them out of business. And you know, with the FA Cup draw, when you was one of the lower sides, you always wanted to get that big one, like get the United down at your place, and if you could hold them to a draw, you go back to Old Trafford for the replay. You're going to get a massive chunk of the money that you get from that game. And like you say, it's a life changer for some of these small clubs. They're not even going to get the opportunity to do that now. So not unless they get the away draw, you know, at the big clubs, it's going to do them no good at all. And I think we're going to see a lot more smaller clubs going out of business in the next few years, because there's going to be no way they're going to be able to get the money coming in to keep up with the teams above them.
Do you know that some of these clubs only found out through fucking watching Sky? Sorry for swearing again. Yeah. I'm quite angry man about it. I'm very angry, so I do apologise for swearing there. But yeah, they actually found out by seeing it come up on the teletext on Sky.
Gaz, I was reading Hungerford Town found out once they've already paid the entry fee for next season's competition. So they're not the only one that's already paid a fee to the FA to apply for next season's competition. Then this comes out. It's just the FA. I'm in favour of the one-game format. I know I'm in a minority and I can explain why, but FA have handled it absolutely diabolically. No surprise there at all. And it sounds like it's an elitist club mentality. So I want to explain just quickly why I'm in favour. As a fan, I like the jeopardy of a one-off game. I also think over one game, the smaller club have got a better chance of progressing. I think when you get a replay, the cream generally rises to the top. So Nigel was saying about a club might miss out on a tie, a replay at Old Trafford, but they might beat Manchester United in a penalty shootout. They're going to get more money, more exposure in a round after, and who knows, 11 men behind the ball for 90 minutes, on a bobbly pitch, they can do it again. I don't think, I'm speaking to non-league clubs, I don't think they budget for an FA Cup run, but obviously it's like winning the lottery, so I understand that aspect of it. But as a fan, I just like the drama, the jeopardy. Take today's semi-final. There used to be replays then, didn't there? But look what if they'd have gone to a replay, great. But it'd have probably been after the Lord Mayor show, after what we saw today. But I'm just hoping, like I said, clubs lower levels, they just need to look after their finances better. We've had this discussion before, but I'm actually the minority and in favour of it, mate.
Yeah,
I understand him, but basically, like when these lower clubs are in the FA Cup, they know they ain't going to win it, so they needed that money that they're going to get from the FA. They're not going to get that money playing in the leagues they're in. So that FA Cup, if you get the lottery ticket that draws you against Man U or Liverpool, something like that, that's probably keeps the club afloat for the next 5 years. So I don't think they really care about, if they've got a better chance of beating off one game. I think they just need the money from that. And then they concentrate on winning what they're capable of winning in the league that they're in. But I do understand what you're saying about, and the amount of games that are flying about now, with these European conference leagues, and, I can understand that some of the Premier League sides are playing loads of games. But come on, they're getting paid loads of money, so why shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Look, I guess the whole thing, it stinks of so much. What's wrong? I think what we do know is this has come down to the constant whinging of Premier League managers about the amount of games that they play, and the fact that they just entered into this Club World Cup competition, again, all for elite clubs, adding more games to their season because they're getting all these opportunities to play in World Cups and European things and all that.
I'm telling you, Gaz, though, I'm telling you now, mate, if a non-league team drew Manchester United at home in the FA Cup, and it goes to penalties, they're not thinking, if they win on penalties, they're not thinking about, oh no, we've missed out on Old Trafford. They're thinking about, wow, this is history.
Yeah, maybe, but I think the club, I hear what you're saying, but the money man in that club is thinking, draw. Get me to Man United, because this will keep my club afloat for another 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking. And you're right. The fans want to see him beat Man United, but the man who's sitting there trying to keep that club afloat is the man who's thinking, take me to Old. You hear it all the time, don't you? We're over the moon. We've got this draw. We're going to Newcastle, or we're going wherever it is,
Isn't it a shame, though, mate, that even though we're champions of lower league football and non-league, we're talking about money as opposed to glory. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but that's that. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. But that's because of this elitism that is now in football.
Exactly.
You've got so much money at the top end, and not enough at the bottom end.
Yeah, it's never gonna narrow. It's always going to get worse.
It's only going to get bigger and bigger.
As a former footballer, all right, I can guarantee you, if you've gone into that pack where you're going to draw one of the Premier League sides, possibly Liverpool's or Man United's, Man City's, I'm playing for the lower side, all right? Secretly, we draw them at home. I want us to draw with them, so we go and play at Old Trafford. Because some of them players, they know they're never going to get a chance to play at a ground like that against. Yeah, that's a dream come true. If you're a lower league player and you're never going to hit the Premier League, you're thinking to yourselves, I hope we get a draw here, even though we'd like to beat them. I hope we get a draw because then we go and play at Old Trafford. And that'll be all that player that talks about for the rest of his career. That he played at Old Trafford.
He played at Old Trafford, yeah.
But I mean, I can't tell you how to feel, Nigel, because obviously you've lived the experience. But so I totally understand every single argument. But I'm thinking, if it goes to penalties and you win, you might be robbed at the Old Trafford. I could have played in that, but you've beaten Man United on penalties, and that will live forever. That will be played at the start of Grand
Darren,
for every
again, just shooting you down in flames. Really, it's not about the players. It's not about the fans. It's about the club's survival and their finances.
Yeah,
and going to Old Trafford is going to make that club survive for another 2 seasons. That's the problem. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I get what you're saying, and the jeopardy of the one game and all that. And I wish we weren't talking about money, but we're forced to talk about it, I'm afraid, because of the state of the game.
I get it, mate. I do get it.
Paying for cash now. See you later, guys. Okay, Ian, no problem, mate. Not good for small clubs, Ian mentioned earlier as well, but I think he's maybe on the card table or something. I don't know. But yeah, cool, Ian. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what's the solution? I mean, is there how you know? I was talking to you guys earlier. One of the things for me is I feel we're clubs. Nigel, you just said it. They go into these competitions and they ain't going to get anywhere. They're not. It's all about really. Even for your championship clubs, it's all about going far enough to pull one of the big elite clubs to earn money, for the fans to have a day out, for the players to play against them. It's all about that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, is that competition? You know, is there a competition that could be made? Right, here, I'm going to put something to you guys, and I'll get down of what I just literally said. But I'm going to put something to you guys, and you guys out there watching, give me your opinions as well. Why can't there be a competition that takes away all the elite clubs as a European spot at the end of it, right? Because that's the law, isn't it? If you win a cup game and you can get to Europe, look, no clubs other than that top elite group are generally going to get Europe, with the odd exception of the odd club getting in the conference or whatever it is. So you've got these lower sort of denominated things. But you imagine having a competition that, let's just say, all right, I know a non-league club couldn't dream of it, but give them an opportunity to play in a competition that at the end of it has a place in Europe. Could we eliminate the elite from a competition?
I think you'd eliminate all of the money that's being paid for these competitions. They're like you eliminate the big teams and you lose the cash.
Exactly.
Maybe there might be some interest out of Sky. They won't be interested in showing it. They all want the big games, so I don't think it works, Gaz.
No.
Yeah,
no, it's a shame. Got to put up with these twat sides at the top, haven't we? I fucking hate them.
Yeah, we've got to put up with them, mate, haven't we? It's but at least we've got shows like this where we can have a little bitch and a moan about them.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Look, the fans of the clubs, you know, fair play. You know, it's their club that's in their heart, and they're the same as every other fan, and I get that, and that. But you know, there's got to be a line somewhere where I don't know. There's got to be a line somewhere after what's happened this week.
I've heard. Okay, so it's probably I'll probably be shot down in flames because of the exact reason what Nigel just gave. But I've heard the talk of, maybe the club should like boycott it for a season, you know, to make a stance because, you know, they just lay over and let their bellies be tickled. I can't see the FA changing it.
I think something needs to, I think, keep in check the Premier League. I think something needs to slap them down. I don't know what that would be, and make them realise that, you know, football in this country isn't all about the top 10 clubs, you know, or top 8 or whatever they want to deem it. You know, it's about 200 clubs or whatever. You know, at the end of the day, and this is a fact. I know. All right, forget the armchair supporters. People who go to football, there are more people attend football outside of the Premier League than there is attending Premier League games. Obviously, because there's a lot more. But you still, if you look at it proportionately, you've got X amount of sorry, my dog's just wandered in my bedroom. Hello, you right, darling? Hello, yeah. You what? You don't like Man United either? Okay, all right. What's that? Screw the Premier League. Non-league football all the way. That's what my dog's saying anyway.
Yeah.
But look, in all seriousness, though, yes, something needs to knock them off their pedestal a bit. You know, football has got, you know, they want all this inclusion and all this bollocks that you get every minute of the day with football these days. But when it comes down to it, the Premier League decide, oh, we're going to make this decision without consulting the rest of the football pyramid. No, it's so wrong. It's so wrong.
It's terrible.
It almost seems a little bit like they're sort of trying to force this breakaway league, aren't they? Like, you know, by doing things like that. But I totally agree. I don't see how they can make a decision without the other clubs being involved in it. You know, that's a big mistake they've done this week. So, you know, they haven't considered all the other clubs.
No. And I think you're right. I think this is a move toward. There is an elitism coming in now. I think last year or a couple of years ago when we were doing a show, I said what I feel will happen, and I think it will happen. And I think we're already seeing it. I mean, I think what will happen: the Premier League will become completely elite. There's still a little bit of toing and froing of clubs, bigger clubs to go up, but there's going to come a point where those who go up will just automatically come down. They'll never compete with anybody in that Premier League. We're seeing it. We've been seeing it for the last few years. A lot, you know, at least two of the sides will come down. Now, Luton could. Now, fair play. I'm going to say it, even though I'm a Watford supporter. At the end of the day, you got to tip your hat to Luton, what they've done and what they're doing, and they could stay up. You know, at the moment, if you look at the three bottom clubs, they're the three that come up. I think this is the start of it. I think, you know, within the next couple of years, Premier League clubs won't even have a fear of going down because they're going to be too far ahead.
Do you think?
Yeah, the thing is,
10, 20 years time,
get
rid of
relegation? Hang on. Go on. Darren first, then go on.
Do you think in 10, 20 years time, because it's all about money, that they're going to say, sod it, we're going to get rid of relegation, we're going to have the 20 richest clubs as the Premier League?
That's what the Americans want. So yeah, it's a danger that it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it'll be based on a fan base, how many they're getting in the stadiums. Like I said, if it does happen, and you've got a league where you can't go up, you can't go down, I think you'll get investors in coming in, plowing more money into the teams that are in that elite league. Whereas now, if the leagues go up, are they going to plough a lot into it because it might come back down again? So it's like Forest have. It's been a gamble with Forest with the amount of money they've spent on players. Now, if they're guaranteed not to come down, then you get an even bigger billionaire owner come in, make more money available, and all of a sudden you've got the top players playing these other sides. So it's going to change it completely.
I think the way it will happen is, like I say, for a period of years, the teams going up will just come down, and in the end, they're just going to say, we may as well not have relegation.
It's going that way, isn't it? Slowly but surely, because of the money.
Look, Sheffield United, Burnley. If any of you guys are watching the show tonight, is this really what you want? A season of being cannon fodder? Because that's what you are, especially Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I mean, Burnley, I expected more from Burnley. I've got to be honest.
Well, Sheffield United brought back the manager again, didn't they? I mean, he couldn't do it the first time in the Premier League, so why did he bring him back? I can't understand how clubs operate that way. Like, if you sacked a manager because he hasn't been able to cut it in that division, what's the point in him bringing him back again? At least
get relegated, but not as bad.
Yeah, with Burnley, to be fair to him, he stayed loyal to him, didn't he? The manager. I know he had a hard season, but I'd still put money on them going straight back up again. And then if they've learned from the
Burnley
experience, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Right. Look, I'm going to move us along because we obviously came on late, so we are going to try and shorten it a bit. Let me I was going to mention about this. I forgot her name now. The woman pundit who's now rattling, the one that Joey Barton keeps having rows with.
Any Luco.
There, that's the one. She's come out this week after what we had with that Chelsea manager giving it, we can't have male aggression and all this. Now she's coming out saying football isn't a safe place. She's getting a proper backlash of women who go to men's football. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with these people? Women are not safe in men's football. I don't know. Anyway, look, I was going to touch on it. I have, and that's it. Then we won't take that one any further. Be a grey area, but let's have a look. What we got? Prem is up its own arse. Yeah, we agree. Damo's on. Hope they do. And Forest goes. So Damo wants Forest to go down. I wonder why that is. Oh, you could have the derby next season. Let's talk about some of the ups and downs. Okay. So obviously there is still a lot to play for in the Championship. Leicester looks like they possibly got their act together. I don't know. But look, let's move down into League One. Portsmouth back in the big time. I think that's brilliant. Back in the Championship. They are a Championship club in my view. I'm really, really pleased for Portsmouth. I am. I don't know about you guys. A derby confirmed up yet, or no?
Not yet.
No. Right. I think if they don't lose by about 3 goals, just got superior goal difference.
I think they're at home to the bottom side next week, Derby.
Yeah, Carlisle. Yeah. The problem is when Carlisle they've gone down now, but that could be a banana skin because now they're relegated. There's no pressure on them to try and stay up, and they might just go out and enjoy the game and try with it. So that potentially could be a bad game, but Derby should be beating teams like Carlisle. So hopefully, I think they only need a point next week and they're up.
Yeah, Damo's just confirmed. They just need 1 point from that last game. Yeah. And of course, Bolton are going to need to win as well to have any. So Derby got to lose, Bolton have got to win. So I think, again, I'm happy for Portsmouth. I'm happy for Derby. They're a big club. They shouldn't be down where they are. But good luck to them.
Can I just say something to you guys, all right? I remember the last time we done the Sunday show, I mentioned Lincoln were on a roll. They're in the playoffs now.
Yeah.
They had one hell of a run, they had.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's going to be between them and Oxford United. Blackpool's still within a shout as well. It's all going to be down at that last game of the season. So, to be fair, Barnsley, Lincoln, Oxford, Blackpool for the last 2 spots in the playoffs. Peterborough and Bolton or Derby are definitely in the playoffs.
Peterborough are playing Bolton on Saturday as well, I believe.
Sorry?
Yeah, Peterborough are at home to Bolton as well on Saturday, I think.
Oh, wow. That'd be a big one. So we've got Carlisle down. Then the other relegations there still to be sought because that's going to be between Cheltenham, Fleet. Oh, hang on. Is it 4 down?
Yeah.
That means they're already down then. Cheltenham, Fleetwood, Port Vale and Carlisle.
Yeah.
Relegated. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a quick look at League One. There's been some amazing scenes this weekend as well. And the funny thing is, there's been unseen pitch invasions and no one said nothing about it. Do you remember all the controversy before?
Yeah.
It's because no one's been hit.
Yeah. There's been some absolute... I know we've had this conversation many, many times. In the right context, I think they're great. But
I love one.
Yeah. But I know Nigel will say for a player it can be maybe not as fun. Stockport up into League One. Mansfield confirmed up. Wrexham confirmed up. Then the playoffs going to be between Milton Keynes, Crewe, Barrow, Crawley and Doncaster have had an amazing run.
Donny, yeah.
So, I mean, it's all going to be down to the games, but you know, Doncaster are in 8th, but they could squeeze in at 6, and you know they were in free fall as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they've won about 7, 8, 9 on the spin, haven't they?
Yeah,
yeah, incredible,
absolutely brilliant. Bit like Lincoln.
Yeah,
you know, Lincoln and Doncaster had amazing spins the last few months. Brilliant. Down on the bottom there, so Sutton United and Forest Green are. I think Sutton United are not 100% count, but they are going to go down. You know, Colchester have got a game in hand and they've got 3 points ahead of them. I can't see Sutton surviving, so they're going to go back down into non-league. Forest Green, and so many people going, yeah, you know, he's not a popular chap who owns Forest Green for various reasons. I mean, he did himself no favours when he financed all that bullshit where they were tying themselves to
Just Oil
posts, huh?
Just Oil.
Yeah, you know, and so he's done himself no favours. A lot of people glad to see them gone. Got to feel for the fans, though, you know. And I don't know, a little while back, it was really funny because we all know that, you know, it's all vegan there. There's no meat and all that. It's all eco stuff and all that. And I put a photo up earlier in the year of Forest Green staff up the road at the burger van. I ain't got the photo still, but what a shame. What a shame. Sorry if I'm rattling through these. Obviously, we've started late. In the non-league, I mean, there's just so many teams to congratulate, and I cannot for the life of me remember all of them. And I should have made a list, but I didn't. So silly me. But obviously, Chesterfield up. Congratulations to them. I think they had a sellout crowd yesterday of over 10,000. Then you got, oh mate, there's just so many. Tamworth and loads of clubs to congratulate. I think the other the playoff spots are quite open. Sorry about that, guys. My eyes were going a bit funny on me. Any clubs in particular, guys, that you want to point out, either commiserate or congratulate?
Well, you want to commiserate with Gateshead, don't you? Because today they
right.
Finished, they finished
tell us all about it, Darren, because you know more than me, but it is crazy.
Yeah, in the National League, they finished in a playoff spot yesterday. To be told today that they've been pulled out of it because the EFL won't accept them into the league because the Gateshead Council won't give them a 10-year agreement that they'll stay there. So with Gateshead being pulled out of the playoffs, initially that freed up Solihull Moors to basically have a bye because they were meant to play Gateshead. However, 2 hours later they changed it and they gave Altrincham the bye instead because they were the team that finished the highest, you see, out of the three remaining teams. So the FA made a bit of a Horlicks on that one, but probably the right decision.
But again, how they implement it is atrocious.
Yeah.
Surely that should have been sorted out before the season started, though. Teams should have been notified that if you haven't back to the council or whatever, then you can't go in here.
I think this is going on since January time, something like that. I think I read.
Yeah, but all the fans that have laid out money for away games and stuff like that. You're not just stopping the players and the club; you're stopping the fans from enjoying the moment as well. That something like that should have been sorted. They should be notified at the start of the season. Any team goes up and they haven't got this thing with the council sorted out, you ain't going to go up.
I remember years and years back. It was early days when the champions were promoted. And Stevenage finished top, and then they weren't allowed in the league, were they? And there was a bit of a furore like that. But people were saying they were actually warned, and instead of improving the stadium, they spent their money on players, so they got what they deserved.
Yeah, but you've got it's half a dozen of one and six of the other, isn't it? Really, if you go up, you have to improve your playing staff. If you go up, because you've gone up to another level quality. So. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Now, I do agree that, I mean, like I said, when I played for Stafford Rangers at the back end of my career, we was at the top of the league, near the top, and I was having a drink afterwards with the chairman, and I said, "Oh, we've got a good chance of going up this year," and he said, "No, we don't want to go up." He said, "We can't afford to go up." So, again, like, I just think to thought to myself then, well, what am I doing playing here? The team's got no ambition to go up. What's the point of me staying here? So it affects team
It's
selection.
not relay back to my point about competition. Money's actually destroying competition, because you're right, Nigel. We know of a few clubs that have actually said we don't want to go up to the leagues when they've won their league. We know clubs that have asked to be relegated. They've asked to be relegated because they can't afford to stay in the league they're in. So again, it's all about money, because the non-league does have its own money problems, it has its own cash-rich clubs at a different level, of course, But yeah, I mean, a few congratulations to people. Torquay stayed up, which I think was really good for them. They're a club that have been in trouble and had some really bad times. They managed to stay up. I forget who they beat now, but also Ebbsfleet last game of the season against Boreham Wood. Boreham Wood get relegated. Ebbsfleet had over 1,000 fans there as well. Fantastic for them. Boreham Wood gone down. But there's just so many clubs that need. And if you look on our social media, it's been hammered with all the clubs have been congratulated with their own posts, so you can check it out on our social media platforms. But commiserations to all those that have been relegated, and congratulations to all those who survived and all those that have gone up.
There was one quite interesting one midweek, and I can't remember the league or the teams involved. But to cut a long story short, the team had to win 12-0 or a 12-goal swing to get the final playoff place.
Oh, right.
They won 12-0.
No,
they did.
Listen, I've got to say, guys, if you think I'm heavy breathing, I'm not. It's my dog is farting, wanting to go to the loo, and he's not leaving me alone. He's sat right by the mic, heavy breathing. So
that's my one.
Here I look.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetie. Tell him, hurry up, get off the bloody thing. I want to shit.
My one don't give a shit. There he is.
I think, guys, I think we've got to give a mention to Bayern Leverkusen over in Germany. I mean, they've won the league.
With me a minute, guys. Sorry. Amber, will you take Ruby down? I think she needs to go out. Ruby! Go on. Sorry, chat. Live TV. Go on, darling.
Yeah, Leverkusen.
Oh, all right. Okay, I don't know what it is then.
They're sensational, Kelly. Sensational, isn't it?
Yeah, they won the league with 5 games to spare. I don't think they've lost a game all season, have they? They're unbeaten all season in all cups.
Yeah. I'll tell you another club abroad that I've got a shout about, and I'm going to do a bit of a piece on them as well and try and get them involved and get involved with some of their people, is Benidorm.
All right.
Oh, mate, they're flying. And the thing about Benidorm is, now I don't know if it's still the case, but there is a British supporters group with about 2,000 or 3,000 on it. I'm on that. And the thing about Benidorm is I don't know if he still does, but the guy who owns Benidorm's British. He owns bars in there and all that, like typical, really, isn't it, out there? And the part of their big support is British supporters. And you tend to get people just out there and they'll go along and support them. And they did an away game, and I've seen some of the footage. And although they've got Spanish people with them, the chanting's very English.
I've got to see this.
No, it's fantastic. I think a season ticket's about €40 or something. It's mad. But they are flying. They're going to go up. If they've not already, I need to look into it, and I will keep an eye out because I'll probably do something on the social media with Benidorm. But I want to try and get CF Benidorm. Look them up.
They would love a reach out to England.
Club.
Yeah, they would love an English media outlet to sort of like champion them.
Well, I think they've got some UK players as well. You know, it's like mad. So yeah, I will mention them. They're definitely going to win their league. They're running away with it. And who don't love a weekend in Benidorm, eh?
I was going to say you could
take the football in as well now.
You could probably do the journey to Benidorm and back on Ryanair or EasyJet, something cheaper than be to get on a train to Newcastle or something like that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Yeah. A weekend in Newcastle is probably dearer.
Yeah, £54 we pay for a return flight to Benidorm. You know, so, I was going to get a train to Cambridge from Stafford to watch the Derby match, and they were wanting a 97 quid return on the train. So, yeah, really? Like you say, a big weekend away as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've just to go to London, 50-minute train journey from where I am, right? Just to go to London. If you go in rush hour during the week, they want about 80 quid.
Yeah.
It's the dearest line in the country, though. It's, what's it? I forgot what it is. East Mids, that's it. East Midland Trains, I think it is. And, oh, mate. But, you know, even if you go, like, out of that, it's still about 35 quid, 40 quid for a 50-minute train journey.
Yeah, there are supporters, aren't there, out there that are actually doing the foreign option. You know, weekend, a German weekend, a Belgian
there was
weekend.
that mad one, weren't there, Darren? Do you remember that? They did a big thing on the TV about it, where he worked out it was cheaper for him to go to, I don't know, wherever he was. I can't remember now. If anyone out there listening can remember, tell if you can remember what it was. So let's say it was Newcastle or something like that, and from London or whatever. It was cheap for him to fly out to somewhere in Spain, spend the day and night in Spain, have a weekend, like a day out in Spain.
Yeah.
And then fly over to Newcastle and do the reverse. And it was cheaper. I remember this. It just shows
all
you
about the money again, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, money. Money makes the world go round, gentlemen. Just one last thing. We were talking about VAR, gutter and all that. I've just got to quickly mention, let me bring up the post. So Forest today, I mean, you watched it, Darren, I think. Did you say you watched it? Forest today lost to Everton in a massive game down there at the bottom. I just want to read out, if I can find it now. Yeah. Okay, so Forest have tweeted this, gentlemen. So that I've spoken to someone who watched the game and he said, look, definitely 2 of these penalties were dead cert, yeah? Okay, so this is the tweet. And then we'll finish the show on this. We'll get your opinion. So 3 extremely poor decisions, 3 penalties not given, which we simply cannot accept. We warned the PGMOL, whatever that is, that the VAR is a Luton fan. Now we know this man, Atwood. He is a Luton fan. He is, because he weren't allowed to ref Watford games for a while. So he is a Luton fan. We know that for fact. And they warned he's a Luton fan, but they left him and they didn't change him. Our patients have been tested multiple times. I suppose, it's a bit of an embarrassing tweet from Nottingham Forest.
I don't like it.
No, it's a bit of an embarrassing tweet, isn't it, really?
It's all right for fans. It's all right for fans to like.
But for a club to do that, I don't think they've done themselves many favours there. We will consider our options. I don't know whether that is. I mean, it's saying it's from Forest's tweet account. So,
they're questioning integrity again, aren't they?
Let's take that tweet out of the equation. Is there something wrong with that, though, that you've got a possible bias sat in VAR? And they've been made aware of it. They've allowed it to carry on. And then you've had some absolute diabolical decisions. And then again, does it not also reiterate what's the point of VAR? Because they're making dreadful decisions. It's still down to human beings. Let's get rid of the fucking stuff. Seriously. After today. Get rid of it. It's a waste of time. And we'll wrap it up. Go on. Nigel, what do you think?
it's killing the game, isn't it? It's just like I said, it's fans like to go away after a match and discuss, he should have scored there, or that was never offside. But they accept the decision that the referee or the linesman gives. That was it in the older days. But now you score a goal, and I'll tell you, when you're knackered in a match, you score a goal in the last minute of the game to win it, and it's like getting a shot of adrenaline. You'll run a mile. And all of a sudden, you're running away with your hands up like that, and then you go, oh, VAR, hold on, I better stop celebrating. And that's what it does to the fans, and it's just so wrong. I thought VAR was just going to be so we could see whether the ball had crossed the line or whether it was a handball in the area or penalty. None of this offside halfway up the field and all that lot. Yeah, that's what I thought VAR was coming in for, and I'd have been happy for that. But I think it's just got too involved in the game now, the VAR.
Yeah. Just say quickly there, good evening to Rob Stratton. Good evening to Surin. How are you doing as well? Thanks for joining. People, just remember when we do these shows, you can get involved. And we want you to, we really do. So we encourage that. I'm trying to think. I think that's it, really. We'll call it a day. Surin saying VAR. The general consensus, it's awful. And it's left us all a little bit numb today after that insult. Say again, mate.
VAR won't bother Watford at the moment. They can't score a goal to save their lives.
Well, I mean, how long before they want VAR in the Championship? I don't know. But again, we can talk about it all day long, what's happened today with Coventry, and an absolute injustice in my view. But like you say, Darren, the rules are the rules. It is what it is. Okay, Darren, last words from you, mate.
Oh, blimey. Just quickly, we were just talking about Division 1, I think it was, and last week I mentioned that Cheltenham have still got a fighting chance of staying up, and I checked earlier today, and they went their first 11 league games this season without scoring. 11 league games from the start, before scoring. So they've done well to haul themselves into a bit of contention, and but they might have left it a touch too late. But
just to say to everyone, Darren obviously does his weekly vlogs. Is it vlogs? Do you call it vlogs?
Vlog.
He does his weekly vlogs. Check him out on his site, but also you can click on our platforms to see it as well. We always put them up for him. He did a brilliant one yesterday at Kettering Town. And
Great club.
After you, mate, didn't they?
They did, yeah. I got fed and everything. Yeah, I got fed and everything.
Check that out. It's really interesting. Club on the down who maybe hopefully will come back up again. But
I hope so, yeah.
It's a great little setup there.
Nice people as well, more importantly.
Yeah, brilliant. And Nigel, you're on tonight on Mixcloud?
I'll be on at 9 o'clock. I'm just looking forward to the next couple of weeks of football, to be honest, because I think overall, with all the League 2, League 1, Championship, Premier, I think this has been the most sort of like the best season for them leagues, because there's been no clear-cut winner yet. It's all still up for grabs, and I think it's been a great season at all levels. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what the outcome is. And Liverpool won it today, so they're back up there. It's been brilliant. I mean, I've really enjoyed this season.
Yeah, and I think that's fair to be said from every level. I mean, even the non-league scene, the crowds are up. They've had some amazing gates. Even yesterday, I mean, I'm seeing like clubs I've never even heard of getting like 2,000 and that. It's all very exciting, and that side of it has really, really been quite good this year.
Obviously, I'll be rooting for Derby next week. And they're playing at home to Carlisle, so if they do win and they go up, I mean, oh my God, when Derby got promoted, that town rocked, mate. It was an unbelievable atmosphere. So I'll be black and white scarf on next week.
I think it's a 12:30 kickoff as well. That league, isn't it? Next week, they're all 12:30.
I'm not sure.
Well, look, I know we only doing this show about every 2 weeks, but being like there's a lot going on next weekend, should we reconvene next Sunday? Would you be up for that, gentlemen?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
quickly, imagine the hysteria if we'd have done it last week, because obviously Arsenal and Liverpool had lost.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It's all cities. That's it. So we're going to do it. Arsenal
Liverpool play Everton in midweek, I think.
Yeah,
they do.
Arsenal got Chelsea.
Yeah, so like that's a massive game. That Liverpool Everton game. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's everything to play for now, isn't there? So it's great. It's going right away to the end.
There's so much going on. You're both up for next Sunday, then, gentlemen. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Pete, we'll
definitely.
catch us again next week, same time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, 6 o'clock.
Time? Or,
6:30
or 5.
Maybe,
I don't know what
maybe
comes on later. Actually,
maybe you should put it on the group, like on the Facebook page, a consensus of fans what time they would like it, most likely watch.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
More people get involved, don't they?
Yeah.
You've got Bournemouth next Sunday. You've got Bournemouth Brighton at 2 o'clock, Tottenham Arsenal at 2 o'clock, and Nottingham Forest versus Man City at 4:30. So 6 should be okay, really.
6 then. We go for 6. 6 o'clock next week. Wednesday is Everton Liverpool. Thank you, Damo, for that. You've got a message on there, Callie. Not one for me to read out. I don't think it's anything to do with us. I'm not sure. Oh, no, hang on. I'll make sure that Donna doesn't book us a holiday so that we can go to Pride Park. Right. I know he's on about Watford playing Derby next season. Yeah, I get you. Okay, folks. So join us again next Sunday then, when everything is coming to a climax, and we'll get a proper rundown of every league and every champions and whatever else. We'll get it all done. I'll make sure I've got a nice long list of all the clubs that have done well, and we'll see what happens next week then. It's been an exciting one tonight. Lots of controversy. Gutted, absolutely gutted.
Anger.
Anger. Fucking VAR. Sorry.
Fucking FA and all.
Yeah, and the FA doing what they've done.
Yeah,
what a week. Football on its arse, really, if we're honest. And then you get games like that against Man United versus Coventry. Gutted for them. Absolutely gutted. Sod VAR, sod the FA, Premier League, wobble your head. You're not the only people in English football. Right. Good night. God bless. Be safe and have a lovely week, and we'll catch you again next week. And I'm not quite ready with the closing clips. Bear with me. I'll be there in a second. There we go. Bye-bye all.